have they had any training? Why did they interview here in the first place? What are their skill sets? What's their dream type of clientele? Do you talk about money at all in the first interview?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we all need to make money, right? I mean, this is, as much as I love my space and it's great and we have a great clientele and all that, I mean, ultimately everybody needs to make money, right?
Right.
So yeah, I do. And they might ask, or I'll bring it up. Depends on where we're at in the interview. When I ask them if they have questions, that might be one of their questions. I'm not going to tell them what I'm willing to offer them at this point, because for one, I'm not even sure that they're going to come on board yet. I usually go back, talk to you. We think about it. We talk about the skill set, all those kind of things. And then we come up with a plan.
Right.
So I'm not always going to just put it out there, but I will ask you, what are your pay expectations? Because some people are so far from what I can even reach,
Right.
It's unrealistic. I don't even entertain that, because I'm not gonna probably find common ground with them. We're not gonna come all the way down to what my level would be.
Right.
But and if it's lower and I think they're worth more, I'll give them more too. So it can go both ways. But it's a really important question, and it's worked so well for me. So I always go into that. I always ask them. Then they feel also in control of their destiny and their job and their position if they do come up with a number that I can match. It's the independent part of the stylist being at a commissioned salon. They feel good about it. They're like kind of building their dream career by themselves with a cool team to help.
Right. Well, I think that's one of the other interesting questions you ask is, what is your dream schedule, or what is your ideal schedule? Why do you ask that question?
Yeah, because I mean, again, this industry has changed so much. And everybody's worried about somebody leaving for a rental situation, or how do I get somebody in here, or how do I not get this large walkout? Well, give them a little bit of independence. I mean, there would be no reason, unless the vibe in the salon just doesn't match theirs, that they would ever leave if you can accommodate their dream schedule and pay. I mean, what else? We already know that they like the space. I mean, we've all talked about that.
Right.
So unless there's like a weird energy, I don't see any reasons, So I like to keep the line of communication completely open. And that starts in the interview. When I ask them what their pay expectations are and their dream schedule is, I mean, that right there tells them, like, oh, she might be a little flexible. She might, be easy to talk to. And that's really what you want, because then if things aren't going well, then they'll come to you. Or if things are going really well, they're going to come to you too. You want to hear both sides.
Right.
So I'll ask them that. And I'll always tell them, give me your ideal schedule. And they'll go, oh my gosh, really? And they'll get pretty excited about it. And I'll say, yes, because if I can accommodate it, if you come aboard and I can accommodate it, I will. And I'm like, and if we need to adjust, I'll ask you if you can pick up this day or that day. We'll swap days. So it's worked really good for me, because most people are pretty realistic. They'll say, well, I don't really want to work Saturdays, but can I do every other or something? And that's great.
Right. Well, and I think you talked about the dream clientele, the dream schedule, ideal pay. It goes back to the vision conversation we always have. We have a vision for the right type of stylist that can deliver incredible services and an incredible client experience. Now they're coming in with their vision of what the ideal job is, what the ideal pay is, scenario. And if both visions are matching together, then all of a sudden you have what I think equates to long-term success. You mentioned this before. You're finding a place where they're likely going to stay for a very, very long time. And if we look at the lifetime value of clientele, it's the same on the stylist side of things. We want people that have a career here, that it is their place, that it is part of the team that we can grow, and making sure that all those boxes are checked and we're actually meeting a lot of their expectations is a great way to make sure that day one, everybody's happy and there's a great opportunity for success and upside in the long term.
Yeah, it really does. And then also it eliminates like that catty little stuff where they go to the other stylist on the team, like, so what are you making? What do you do? Like, they don't care as much because they basically picked what they wanted, and we came to a common ground. So I don't have that, everybody's just happy and we're fun. And it's like, it's really good. It's a really nice salon family. And that's what you want.
Yeah. No, I think with the salons that we've done following those interview questions, there's one other key part though that we added that I think is a game changer. And that was going through sort of a mock consultation. Talk about that.
Yeah. in the salon industry, it's really hard to do an interview, and actually they can tell you I'm an amazing colorist. I do tons of blondes. I can do this, that. And you kind of have to take it sometimes, unless you have a training program afterwards. And sometimes you need them to like get on the floor ASAP. So you don't really have time to like go, we're going to have a 2-week training. And it's like, you're my only other stylist and I need you, you know? Right. So we can do what we can do in the interview. And one really good thing, because any successful stylist would be awesome at the consultation. And so we role play. Now, again, I know some seasoned stylists might roll their eyes at this or think that this is beneath them, but it tells the salon owner so much. Mm-hmm. And they might learn a thing or two as well, because I'm going to go over things after that they should incorporate or do if they aren't currently.
Right. And
so, so I'm their client. I'm their first client at the salon here. And we go through the whole consultation process. You know, that's what they're going to be doing all day long, because a lot of their clients are going to be new unless they bring on some. Right. So I need to see, how do they interact with clients? Do they ask them the right questions so that it can lead to a successful end result?
Awesome. Yeah. I think it's still different when you're dealing with people. Yes. And you need to have that rapport, and you need to build that trust in that initial consultation. If they can't do that, even if their technical skills are off the charts, that's a tough thing to train on, is being good at consultations. The technical stuff we can train on. We can get people better. We can get people faster. But if they have that understanding of how to honestly teach each client what they're going to do or what their recommendations are, that's a really important skill to have. And I think one of the boxes that must be checked as far as we're concerned.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a whole training on itself, right? I mean, and I've went through that training. I taught that training before. So, I mean, it's really important. And when I get the stylist and we go through that, it tells me so much. It tells me whatever they told me at the beginning, whether it's right or wrong, you know? And it's kind of fun. I mean, then it kind of lightens up the mood a little bit. They kind of can relax, because I can be whatever kind of client I want to be to that person, right, depending upon how they're feeling. But it's really important. And mannequins, yes, we do work on mannequins, but that's usually once they're already on board. You know, there's certain skills they need, but mannequins are hard. I mean, you need a training to work on a mannequin, like how to work with a mannequin head. Right. It's not easy. So I think adding this to the initial interview is important. Yeah. So I start with a phone interview, then I go in-person interview, and then we add those key steps.
Awesome. Then you hire them, and we've got onboarding, we've got training, we've got all of the other pieces to the equation. But I think us honing in on what that key stylist needs to look like, making sure that we're not just hiring to hire. If they can meet these expectations that we've set out in those 3 keys, they're on brand, they're excited to work here, they're selling themselves, and they really want to be a part of what's being created, and they're making sure they're showing up pro and ready to go. If you've got that, they pass the consultation, their vision for pay and schedule and all that, we can get pretty close on those things. We've started off in just such a great spot, I think, for everybody, because it has to be a win-win scenario. And like you mentioned, everybody's trying to make money. Everybody's trying to find that work-life balance. Getting all that out day one on the interview tells everybody where we're at. And it's just a much higher level of transparency and a much higher level of success.
Yeah, because I want that for them as well. And obviously in a commission-based salon, I mean, we're a team. And if they're making money, the salon's usually making money as well. And so everybody's happy. Right. It's a win-win. And that's why you hire people. The key thing is just don't hire too fast. Mm-hmm. You know, 'cause I said that when I got into the salon. I'm like, I don't care if it's just me, if there isn't any quality stylist to fit the brand. Right. Obviously that's not the case now, but it would have been. I would have kept doing my thing for as long as it took to get the right team. Awesome. Well, good. Anything else that you want to add? Otherwise, I think if people take those takeaways to their interviewing process, I think the quality of your new hires goes way up. There's not all of these questions that happen after you've already given them an offer to start. Right. We're all starting on a great spot, and then you just continue to evolve and grow the business together through training, through marketing, through all the things that come along with being a great salon owner. Now you've at least got the right people in place to actually carry out that vision. Yeah, it makes the work environment so much more relaxed and in a good energy. And so you take the pressure off in the interview. You know, you kind of give them a little bit, the balls in their court a little bit. They can kind of pick and choose what they may or may not want, whether it fits or not. We'll decide that. or the salon owner will decide that, but it's nice to know what they're thinking right out the gate. Then we don't have to wonder, like, I'm going to make them an offer. I wonder if that's enough. I wonder if that they're going to accept that. Like, no, this is what they told me they wanted. I'm going to give it to them.
Right.
So it makes it a lot less pressure and a lot easier to hire the right team.
Hire the right team.
Hire the right team.
Yes, don't rush it. Thanks again for tuning into the Salontrepreneur. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us all social medias. You can check us out on YouTube. Thank you again. Have a great week.
Bye.